Okay, what time is it? Well, we may as well get started. If everything's working pretty well, then we may as well. So, I don't really know which of these to start on. I don't really like the fact that these seem to imply that it only does the DLC. Are these just from the DLC, or does this mean that only like the disasters are on the disaster map? I haven't played Anno 1800 yet. Is it good? It looks good, and it looks like it goes back to the original formula. Yeah, see, that's good. 8 hour stream and then 40 minutes clips, because some people just take an 8 hour or 6 hour stream and upload the whole damn thing, and that is the part that annoys me as a viewer. I mean, let's just start on the arid plains. Well, that's good, because I was thinking of buying Anno 1800 during the summer sale. I think it's going to be reasonable enough now. And I noticed, because Ubisoft occasionally has sales, and so they put up like the complete edition. So that means that they're probably done making DLC and all this other stuff for it. So it's going to be a complete game now. So it should be affordable. Alright, well, let's go ahead and just start with this arid plains map. I don't know if this is going to be the continual city, perpetual city for forever, but just start building it now. Maybe once I figure out what kind of mods and everything I want, we'll do a real one. One thing I do want is to find a working mod that will unlock all the zones. I found one that allows me to build in 25, because I guess the base one was 9. But I want one that just unlocks the whole map, because I guess there's like 81 tiles and you can build a mega city. But I do have a few mods, like get rid of the tutorials, and I didn't get activate the mod that allows me to open up everything. I actually could probably do that. But yeah, so I should be able to do a zone kind of out to those edges there. Not enough to the edge of the map, though. I think that's kind of the ideal situation. I don't want to go all the way so it's just a blatant end of the map, end of the world kind of thing. I'd like it to still be believable. Yeah, I know. I don't. I almost feel like the stream would melt down if I tried to do a mega map. I think my computer could handle it. I think it would get very loud, but I did make a decent gaming computer several years ago, and it seems like it's still holding up pretty well. It was the first one. I honestly don't remember the name of it. Whatever was sitting there at the top. It's part of the new, well, I say new. It's part of the traffic DLC. It's like hills or something, arid hills. I think it might have been called. Okay. So one thing that I tried to do in, I guess, my original series was just kind of play it in a very linear fashion, meaning that I tried to just kind of build close to the road that came in and just made squares and all that. I still believe grid is the better way to go in these games. I know they don't look very interesting, but for traffic flow, I think that is going to be my major concern. That was something that came up during the SimCity Let's Play, was that traffic flow became more important. So what I kind of want to do here is, instead of doing like everyone, including myself, did and build off this main road, I just want to use the highways as people movers. So I want to kind of create detached city areas as we expand. So I don't remember if I did that or not, where I did sort of an offset road. So basically what I mean is that this would be, your main highway road, and then a little bit over here would be another road, and this would be basically your first road of the city, so that everyone would not be stopping at intersections on the highway. And I think that's going to be a good start. I guess my focus here, rather than making it look pretty or super detailed or whatever, just initially I want to get blocks that are kind of hanging on and sitting over to the side, so that we can just keep main traffic areas kind of out of the way of where people are going. And I also kind of want to do some other city building theory with like commercial in residential rather than a strip of commercial. If I do a big long strip along a main road, I want that to be like offices and stuff. I don't know, I've been watching a few they're podcasts, but they're on YouTube, so I've been watching podcasts. But there was one that I found that was about actual city engineering and engineering disasters and that sort of thing. And it points out a lot of real-world examples that don't ever really correlate in city building games, and it's pretty interesting how stuff like the traffic and public transportation in particular and zoning and all that stuff really works. I don't know that I'll be getting that detailed into this. I just kind of want to have a little bit of fun, but I think maybe we'll give some of that a try. It might be worth looking at. Anyway, I mean, not that we're in a kind of hurry right now, but I've been blathering on for about 20 minutes. Should probably get something going. So let's go ahead, start expanding the highway. So the highways that I've got right now are via a mod. But I don't know what the main difference is between them and like the large road. I don't know what they do functionally that's different. So I figure we'll just go ahead and maybe put a large road here and actually combine this. And there are mods for better snapping. Actually, there we go. I mean, this has some example of it, but there's more precise roads, and I'm pretty sure I had them for my Let's Play. Those mods, unfortunately, are no longer that great. What direction is my river flowing? Okay. As one would expect out of there. So how do you make it go backwards? It just does it, or landscaping fiasco? Let's see, we need to do something like this. Okay. That's a really terrible squeeze right there, but I would rather have one major road together going through the city than to have this split highway thing. And I think I may even want to change this eventually into like a clover leaf so we can actually go this way with it. Okay. Let's think about... let's maybe do this. This is a big one. I do want a people mover down the center, though. Should we do tram, maybe? Let's try a tram. So one of the things about mass transit in real-world examples, apparently, is that it is actually more effective in straight lines, which is interesting because I think any time I've ever used buses or the tram stations or whatever, I always try and make a loop, but it actually does make more sense that you kind of have hubs and spokes, just because if someone is trying to use it, they don't want to have a million stops before they can get somewhere. They just want a straight line. And so I think what I would like to do, if I can do this, is kind of have depending on how long it is, have a one on one side, one on the other, so that they are constantly going forward. So basically, it would cut the time up and down in half. And if they're longer, have one in the middle. And then I feel like that would alleviate some of the delay in getting some of the buses. Yeah, some of these might be. I mean, pretty much half of these are from a mod, so I'm pretty sure this one, that one, definitely these ones. A lot of these probably do come from a mod. I don't know, though, because some of the DLC I've got, I bought after I did the Let's Play, because obviously it came out long after, so I don't know if some of these roads actually are a part of it. I know some of these, I'm pretty sure a lot of these paths are. I don't think you get many options for paths like this, but the mods, actually, I think I can just look at this. Oh, I gotta go out, never mind. I'll maybe bring up the mods here in a minute. But I basically just did a look through. This is version 2, I think, of Advanced Roads or something like that. I don't know. I just looked up mod roads or mod roads, road mods and other mods, and just looked for like the stars, and then looked at how old they were, because a lot of them, like I said, a lot of the mods that I had are just no good anymore. They're too old. Okay, so what do I want here? On the outside, I think we probably want to do a little bit wider street, but something that is offset. So, my thinking here is that I don't want anything touching a main road. Like this would be an arterial road. I don't want people turning off into businesses here. And I think also from an aesthetic point of view, if I've got properties right here, they're going to want a little bit of a buffer. So I'm probably going to put trees, parks or something. I mean, not actual parks, because again, I don't want people going there. But just kind of offset something that they won't touch. I could probably go a little bit closer with that, actually. So something like this. Houses, well, not just houses, but buildings in general, I guess, have a 4x as their maximum. And so I'd like to keep this sort of grass area here just grass, and then that would allow me to have basically double that length to the next road. And I think I'm also going to be doing things like squares. Why didn't I pick? I thought I picked trees, but I guess I didn't. Okay, well, whatever. So I've got that going, and I think I'm going to do, instead of, straight there with the, what am I even trying to say? With, the four squares right up against the other 4 squares block, I kind of want to do a full square around, which means there would be space in the middle. So what I mean is that right here would be where this would go, but I actually want to do one that's going to be like there. And I know I should be really using the grids. Actually, let me do that again. Because let me come down here and find out where this actually is. So, like, that second line should be where that goes. Maybe it's not, though. Okay, so something like that. Because then I feel like that's going to give enough of a space between the intersections that it will be a lot easier for traffic flow. Another thing that... Yeah, this. I was watching another YouTube series on this. And, you know, before there was a mod on setting up like traffic stuff at your junctions, like lights and turn lanes and all that stuff. Apparently, they started putting some in. They don't have the turn lane thing. I may still have to get the turn lane mod to be able to change some of that flow. But the fact that you can put lights on this or not. Whoops, I don't want that. Okay, but how do I do this? Is it with this? That is definitely not whatever I just did. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, but how do I actually do this? I need to be not selecting that, can go away. I need to be not selecting that. Probably not a road either, huh? There. So there I can take that away and I can turn it into stop signs. And it actually looks like there are stop signs and traffic lights. Why would you do that? Actually, we're probably going to have to get out of this for a minute. What are those? Are those speed signs? They're speed signs. Oh, okay. Alright. Now I gotta put this back in. Okay. So anyway, and I think that I might consider doing that with this as well, where I want this to be off the road, because again I want this to be sort of a people mover to a major area of town, at least to begin with. So I feel like having a bunch of stuff along here might not be so good. I wish I probably should have used the mod that unlocked all the achievement stuff, the growth stuff, so I'd have access to things like being able to see where the minerals are and whatnot for future development. I feel like that'd probably be a little bit more effective for planning. You know what though? Let's just go ahead and start doing some stuff here. So let's start off fresh with this road as well. And we will get this in. No, not the upgrade. This is with grass on it. And what the hell just happened there? I may have to go looking for another mod here real quick, if it's not going to snap like that. Okay, so probably the usual. I think I'd want to do commercial along the main road, and then have in the back is where I'd want residential. But I think I'd also kind of want to keep some of that stuff up close here, just because if we're going to have transport coming in, I want them to be able to get here more easily. And I almost think maybe I could just connect that, but I feel like that might also snarl traffic a little bit at that intersection. I don't really want a major crazy junction just right off the highway. I don't know. I don't know if that really matters. And then this is going to be horrible. Oh my god, why is it doing that? Did I make this wrong? It looks the same. I must have made it wrong. Well, you know what? Yeah, so that is the proper lineup. Oh, for crying out loud. It's like I don't know how to play this game. So, you mean just like along the road as something visually to drive by? Like a park off the side that's got a statue or something like that? I can't take it all the way. Go down a bit. Yeah, I would like to kind of... Holy crap, what the hell am I even doing? I would like to kind of do a more park and garden oriented city. Interesting thing, these videos that I was watching about city planning and all that, there was actually a thing called the Garden City Plan, and it basically led to things like the project. But what it was well, I mean, kind of like a project tower. Like you had the large central tower, and then the rest of the block was basically greenery. And I guess that's kind of how, like in City Skylines, those mega towers work. It's an interesting idea. It creates a very uniform-looking city. But I would like to do that, like, you know, having houses around the inside here, and then like a park area in the back or something, or even just a pathway that leads up into something central. That's kind of why I want to use these larger blocks, just so that we can kind of keep that visually here, and then I'm sure at some point I will probably want to pack things in and crowd them a little bit for higher density. But for now, I think this will be okay. And I should probably actually get a city going before I just start pumping down nothing but road. So, I guess we'll just go ahead and... That is not how you fill this in. Zones. Jeez, I was in the completely wrong thing. So maybe like housing on this side, or should I go straight? Well, I can't. I'm not given density yet. Oh, right, I forgot this only goes... This doesn't break it down to low, medium, high. That's actually really lame. So I guess we'll be doing that. And then at least for the beginning, maybe I should do... Well, I did actually. Maybe having a longer stretch, though, would be even better. I can't see that it would really hurt anything. Yeah, let's try it. I'm actually going to need zone. So do that. And then we got to figure out industry. This is going to be the hard part because, like I said, I don't know where my resources are. I guess we'll just be putting in dirty industry to begin with. So at some point, we'll probably need a crossroad here. So I need to figure out where that road's going to be. So I'd be right there. That's actually pretty serendipitous that I actually got pretty close. Got pretty close to where I actually needed it. And I may need to upgrade these roads. Actually, I do not want to do that road. I want to do like a double road here. Info tab? What info tab? Yeah, I know. That's one of the problems I have with these games, the newer city builders. I think SimCity does it too, where you have to wait to unlock everything you want, and that is really annoying. And actually, speaking of everybody dying all at once, that's something else I saw too, was that I should not be doing this where I've got everything paused and I'm just waiting to build, because it basically creates a generation of people that come in, and then they all end up dying at the same time. Let's do this. Something like that. Then we'll go back to that tram system. I'll probably never even put in the trams here. Oh, is this where this is? Yeah, you're right. I forgot. Wind, traffic. What was it, though? I forget what color it is. Natural resources. There we go. Yeah, yeah. I probably should have spent more time playing the game before I decided to start doing this, but whatever. Like I said, this is pretty much just more of a test stream than doing anything interesting. So, I don't know. Should we continue the green idea for industry? I feel like for industry in particular, it might be wasteful just to have that big empty spot, but then at the same time, we could also add some green to industry. I'm probably also going to want another cross street, because I really don't want everyone having to go down to the one main street to get to work. So I guess I could put another one here. If not a main street, then at least make it just a street like that. Yeah, why don't we just... That's not even where that goes. We do a big long industry thing. Having all the industry high up on a hill, that's great. Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't think I'm going to stick with this city, honestly. I'm actually kind of annoyed by the boundary thing right now. So, probably restart this, not right now, for the next stream maybe. But, yeah, maybe you're right. But I think that I will get that mod that just unlocks all this stuff, so I don't have to worry about, you know, being able to unlock certain buildings and all that stuff, and all this stuff down here. I'll just do it straight away, and then we can just build a city. So if I do this, and then get rid of this, let's go ahead and put some industry down. Seems like an awful large amount of space to dedicate to that. And let's just finish off this block as well. Okay, so that should be enough for an initial setup. We gotta do power now. I don't have enough money. I have completely forgotten how to play this goddamn game. Alright. So, actually, hills are better, right? Hills have more... We can see that too, right? That's a thing. Wind. I thought it would tell me, like, the direction of wind. Apparently does not. So we do... Actually, if I can build that just a little bit closer, I don't have to build a power line. I'll have to build power lines anyway, so let's just do it. So that's one. Not enough money for another one. Which makes me nervous because now we're looking at like there and maybe there. I've got not enough money for even a water tower. Oh, good lord. How about... What do we got here? Nothing. These don't do anything for me. Is that going to be enough money now? Okay. So, I mean, should I even bother with the pumping station? Right now, I could probably get away with just this. We would need to do a drain pipe. Because that's a lot, and that's not even accounting for... Oh, I mean, the water tower's more, so... That's a no. Surprisingly, that works. I don't have unlocked... I don't have loans unlocked yet. Oh my god. What do you say we just start over? Well, I mean, it may appear like this is going okay, but for me this is actually kind of hectic right now. I mean, I'm, as you are probably aware in my normal Let's Playing series, I'm kind of too wrapped up in thought a lot of the time anyway. And this is kind of making it a little bit worse, where I'm now perhaps a little too casual, and I wonder if I could maybe get rid of some of this highway. That's probably not a good idea. And it's just kind of... I'm not even really paying attention to what I'm doing. That's kind of a bad deal. So maybe I shouldn't do this fancy road then. I bet I could recoup some money off of this. We are, after all, just going really basic right now. This is going to be hell for a while, but until I can get some income, I'm not going to do very good here. We're going to have some problems. And if I'm honest, I probably don't even need to stretch that out there. Just cover the one for starters. I guess if I did the pipes coming out of that, I'm not going to have enough money to make this. I'm not going to have enough money for this. This isn't even a city. There's not enough money for this. Well, I guess I just take down everything that is absolutely non-essential here. Could probably get rid of that. We'll just go back to a very basic road. I did not recall this being this difficult to get a city up and running. It's actually kind of nice having it this spacing, because now it covers a larger area. Well, it will be the entire thing. Let's actually back that up. About there. Do I have enough? Okay. Well, it looks like we've got it. It does look like we might have it. I'm gonna have to do a connection here or something. Yeah, I could actually turn on the infinite money mod, and maybe I will. I feel like that might actually make more sense for the stream, to be honest, because if this is going to be something that's more, how do I get rid of the, something more casual, then it might not make sense to even have all the game mechanics in play, and it's just like, it'd be more like building just a city as a hobby, if that makes sense. Kind of, I don't even know how to describe that, but rather than playing this like I'm playing a Let's Play, maybe I should just be doing this just as a casual thing. In which case, infinite money mod, infinite resources. There's all sorts of stuff like that, and then we could just make a sandbox. Do you think that would be more interesting? Because I know for me personally, whenever I've watched streams or the VODs of them, I usually have them on as background, so I'm not even really actively watching them anyway. So if this is just going to be like a casual thing, which is kind of what I wanted it to be, maybe we should just go full casual. Just remove any restrictions. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take a break for a minute and get a drink because my mouth is parched. And then I think we'll just restart the city. We've already been doing this for an hour, which is actually pretty impressive. It's been going a little bit faster than I thought. So we can put in maybe another hour or two, if that's all right. But I will be back in a minute. And unfortunately, it's just going to be this screen because, well, actually, I could probably just go back to the main menu. Let's just go back to the main menu. At least that way there's music. I have to figure out a way to get an overlay on this, and I do not know if my current software can do that. It seemed like it could, but I don't know. I may have to switch over to open broadcasting or something like that. But anyway, I'll be right back.